X-Men. Get it!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Study of X, the bi-weekly podcast where we discuss the Krakoan age of X-Men comics. I am your host, Tim, and with me as always is Sergio.
Hey, hello. I have no bit for today. These are just fun.
Yeah.
Good issues.
And Chris.
My bit was going to be making a joke about needing to know your Celtic folklore, but, you know, that's an okay one. That or it's you need to know Italian, because it's related to S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah, I know neither.
Perfect. All right, we're ready to go.
Right.
But yeah, we are covering this week issue number 5 of S.W.O.R.D. and issues number 7 of 8 of X Factor. Yeah, glad to be back to these books. This was some good food this week.
Yeah,
I've been looking forward to S.W.O.R.D for a while.
Yeah. I'm so excited
Especially
to be back.
since, yeah, they got a little derailed with the entire null kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So getting back into business sounds exciting. I want to know what's going on with the S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, oh boy, we are back with the Snark War.
I'm so excited that we're back with the Snark War. And also the end of the Snark War. It should
Yeah.
have gone on longer, to be honest.
Yeah, remember when they went into a weird portal and entered like this weird plane and retrieved some sort of mystic artifact by using a huge mutant circuit?
Yeah.
Screw all that.
Yeah.
I want to know about the Snark War.
What's going on with the Snark War?
Yeah. The
So
people
let's
want to know what's going
so
on with the Snark War.
let's get into the Snark War.
Let's
Yeah.
go. All right, so our first one here is S.W.O.R.D number 5, Giallo, which is yellow in Italian. And that's the only Italian you need to know for S.W.O.R.D number 5. But
Cool.
it was released in April of 2021 and is written by Al Ewing. And we're opening up here with the most visually attacking data page I think we've ever had.
There are
This is the
some
most visual design is my passion
Yes.
data page that we've gotten since the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah, this is wild looking. It's supposed to be in the style of the I think like the Kree intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the utopian Kree intelligence actually. But yeah, it's wild. It's just like it's going through a bunch of like processes.
Yes, and it is so many different colors. You got yellow, you got green, you got purple, red. Everything is bold and in different white boxes on a black background. There's a lot going on here when you open this comic.
I know engineers with the same design sensibilities as this.
Oh no. Oh no. See, in a comic sense, it's like, okay, this is kind of fun, even if it is assaulting my eyes. But in an engineering context, no, that does not sound as appealing.
Yeah, I like this data page quite a bit. It what my gathering from this is Snark Wars is an active crisis, and it's an active crisis for the galaxy at large. Also, Weasel is requesting safe passage. Are we going to allow that?
Yes
We'll
or
find
no?
out.
Also,
Yeah,
also, Weasel just took over our planet and killed a bunch of our colonists there.
Yeah. Don't love that.
This is like someone learned about Markdown in Discord and is like trying it all out.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's a very good way to describe this.
Yeah. Anyway, 10 out of 10 data page. Big fan. We have some wild data pages in this one. The other one's kind of crazy too. We'll get to it as we get to it.
Yeah, they're all really fun this episode, so I'm very excited for those. But back to the Snark War. So, on planet J453, which is currently taken over by Wesel of Cheetah Clan, he is not exactly asking kindly to the Kree Supreme Intelligence to, hey, let me out, my siblings are all around this planet, and my only way out is in your space. So can you please let me through?
So specifically, I know this because I read this Guardians of the Galaxy run recently. This is the Utopian Kree. This is a splinter faction of the Kree that are just more into peace. This is actually not the Kree faction that's in the Alliance.
Oh, I did not know that. That is wild. So there's a second Supreme Intelligence out there?
Yeah, it's the Utopian Kree. They're they just they don't like war too much.
Mm-hmm. It is in the name. Kind of.
Uh-huh. Utopian but pragmatic, as we will see.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. And as Wessel is kind of asking, quote-unquote, nicely to be let through, there is another assassin that comes up and slits his throat before he is able to get out his last words.
Yeah, the Utopian Kree intelligence doesn't seem too keen to let him through. And, this does not go well for Weasel here.
No, he is very quickly taken care of. And we're into the intro page.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
also the Supreme Intelligence is just real snarky about this too, which I like. He's just like arguing like I like you're supposed to serve sentient beings. I'm sentient, right? You're supposed to serve me. And then as he gets knifed in the back, the Kree just says, "You make a convincing argument."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, even though if this splinter faction of the Kree is here to help people, that only goes so far. Especially with this guy.
Anyway, yeah, so we go right into a resurrection, and let me tell you, reading this directly after that New Mutants issue, where everybody was just super happy for Karma to come back, is incredibly funny.
It's very funny to see this, and because Fabian is back, and he is, the people are going to be here, they're going to chant my name, this nice reaffirmation of what is every mutant's birthright, and Jean is here to get him and says, "Nah, actually, you got council business, so, you gotta hurry up." But Sunfire's, his coming back was great. People love that.
The funniest part is Fabian's like, "Hey, where's about the crowd?" And Jean just kind of goes, "We're not having one of those today."
Mm-hmm.
Just like, nah, dude, we did not all gather to celebrate Fabian.
No, I don't think anyone would.
Yeah.
I like how she says earlier, she was the one to put his mind back together, and it did not take long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just every little jab anybody can get against Fabian, they take it in this issue.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And also, you have council business. You should probably, make your way over there. That's why we're not doing one of these little chant things. No, you don't get clothes.
No.
Try to scrape off the goo. It will get crusty.
Which is
Let's
disgusting.
Go.
That is so gross.
Uh-huh.
Just, ugh. So he is
really haven't been too in-depth into the whole Yolk business.
No. Like...
the mutant Yolk.
Yeah. What happens to, the rest of the weird, creepy egg fragments? Do they just recycle them? Or... I would assume Krakoa probably just eats it, but that's kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Fabian is brought in front of the council with no clothes on.
And still covered in a
not
little
even
bit
a
of
towel.
yolk.
Yeah, just no towel, just here, you got it. Most of the council's here. Is excluding the members who have left, like Apocalypse and Jean, as well as Kate.
Yes, they are currently all busy, but there's enough here for a quorum, so that's okay. And there are also some guests here. We have Abigail Brand doing her best version of a Power Ranger and wearing mostly green to go with her hair. And also, your boy Peepers is here.
Yeah, Fabian doesn't seem excited to see him.
Magneto's best friend in the world.
Magneto loves this guy.
He is
Magneto's
so
never
kind.
been warmer to anyone.
Yeah. Fabian gets angry about this, and we get a panel of him while covering his junk saying, "Why is he here?" And Magneto's just like, "Yeah, I value his input. He's great. He's a man of vision." Like,
yeah, unlike a certain someone standing before us.
My
he
oldest and most
chair
trusted
next to him.
friend. Yeah. And yeah, Fabian's like, yeah, I was dead, and now I'm in a meeting with no clothes on. What is happening?
And Magneto pretty much immediately goes, well, isn't this what you asked for? You asked me to have a meeting with the council to speak about something that you're bothered with, which is the second law of Krakoa, which is kill no man.
Yeah. You have the floor, go for it.
But not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
We got
more Snark War.
Let's go. So I don't know how to pronounce this planet name. It looks like Camino is what my first thought was. I was like, oh, this is where they're making the clones.
Yeah. Zalzozo would be my guess for the pronunciation here, but
yeah, I was gonna say like Zalzoxo.
Yeah,
maybe it's like a Mexico thing, and it's Hahoho.
Oh, maybe
it could be.
Yeah,
but,
a techno-feudal society.
This is under the occupation of Condor and Liga of the Geiler clan. These are the two siblings who formed an alliance. I don't really remember what their political view was, but they're both here.
Mm-hmm. We will, kind of get an answer to that later. But the two of them are here discussing the murder of their half-brother, Prince Wesel. And one of them is very upset about the use of assassination, the coward's way, instead of, having proper combat.
Yeah. We're not super happy about that, and also, we still get another heir to deal with. And we don't know if one of us did it.
Yeah, there's that part of it too, because if we remember for the Snark War, whoever's the last standing is going to be the leader of the Xenerks. And currently it's just these two and Koga of Boa Clan. And, as they say in Snark War, no weapon is forbidden. So, who knows what happened?
I just need to draw attention. The War of Succession, please. Snark War is a vulgar colloquialism is just such a banger line.
You gotta make use of the fantastic SEO, though.
Yeah,
I know. It's such a good
which is
word.
basically the way the other one responds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the word the galaxy knows.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
That's what you Google to find out what's going on with the Snark War.
Yeah, it's the Snark War.
You Google the Snark War.
So, but Condor, as his sister is talking about all of this, kind of let slip that, well, it is weird because I told my people to do it this way, and that's clearly not how it happened. As he gets a gun out from his wrist thing and holds it up to his sister to basically just blow her head off.
Yeah, this is the betrayal. And, before we can get to that, we cut back to the council meeting.
Yep, and our boy Fabian is going to attempt to make his point.
Yeah, he has a problem with rule number 2 of Murder No Man. He thinks it should be it's backwards. He calls them flat scans. The council doesn't love this.
Yeah, please, no slurs in the chamber, sir.
Yeah.
So, but
why is it called flat scan? Is it because of the how they come across through Cerebro or something?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just based off of if Cerebro sees you, you actually spike in it. If it doesn't seize you, it's flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, Fabian gives Charles some kind of back talk for Xavier's kind of high road speech and says oh, I've been oppressed. Storm just kind of looks at him and just says have you?
Have I not? Am I not mutant? Have I not heard all their arguments for my own extinction?
Yeah. He doesn't mean them ill.
No, of course. We don't mean bad things by saying, hey, let's get rid of the law that says don't murder the humans. It's, he's a forgiving kind of guy.
Yeah.
But why must the highest mutant crime be a crime against humans? And he's like, oh, no, I understand. It's because they're finite. And we don't have resurrection protocols for them. But we're doing that to them. We could do resurrection protocols for them, but we're not. So we're just giving them a slow and painful death in a different way.
Yeah, it's mostly just like we're the next stage in evolution. Eventually, they're just gonna die out. So like they're already dead. Why? How is it gonna be? How is it murder if they're already dead?
Yeah.
It's a very silly argument. It's
a very silly argument. I understand his logic behind it because he's thinking in, the very long term of, well, what if Orcus was right and mutants do just outnumber all of humanity and they go extinct? But that's not the point here, Fabian.
Oh no, I don't even think he's thinking from that logic. He's just thinking from the logic of he's being a shit.
Yeah, I think you can see how he gets here because of the ideology as encouraged by the Quiet Council itself. Like, there is a degree of we are being generous, and this has been something that's been tackled before. Like, the way that Krakoa functions and the way that it approached like diplomacy has been, through the flowers and through making arrangements and through kind of convincing humanity that they're better off just playing along Krakoa and complying with all of its requests based off a combination of intimidation, but also like very politically correct tactics. Like, again, we're giving them flowers that cure diseases and things like that. But they're, like, in the end, all of Krakoa's diplomacy is not really earnest. It's intimidation tactics and bribery. So Fabian says, if they're already our playthings, if we already have all of the leverage, and if the only reason that we're not engaging in like full out extermination or oppression is because we are good people, then how about we're not good people and just accelerate the inevitable, which is they're all going to die because they're in our hands, and we are already actively taking the decision to not help them like be on the same level as us in terms of coming back to life after death. Then why I place their life as such a high a priority, given that they're already in that downward spiral, and we're just waiting them out, basically.
Yeah, it's an extreme position, but it is one that like I understand how you would like logically get there. And
yeah, it's an extreme position, but it's like the a slightly more accelerationist Quiet Council could easily get there. It's like 2 steps away.
Yeah, like there is a world where Fabian, if we had elections on Krakoa, Fabian might get elected.
Yeah.
Or somebody with these views. I could see that. Like,
yeah.
like,
and I mean, we've seen he's not the first one to have these views. I mean, Kid Omega is a very vocal person who does that. And you could kind of argue Beast follows that philosophy a bit if he's not vocal about it.
Like, to Tim's point, if Fabian were to win the dictator election tomorrow, I don't think he would find much opposition.
Yeah.
Amongst like major figures within the X-Men's or like the mutants leadership.
Yeah, there would not be much for X-Force at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah. The reactions here.
Beast would be so ready to go.
Yeah, he's like,
he
okay,
would be
let's
so excited.
The Beast already is like kind of planning for this. Like, I feel like Beast would be like, okay, yeah, I can work this in.
Yeah.
Forge just has to press a couple of buttons and it's done.
Yeah,
it's true.
Like, he's got it covered. He's got the wood weapons for it. I like the reactions from the council here as well. Sinister just looks amused. Magneto looks furious.
Yeah, he's mad. He is
this does
very
feel
mad
like
at this.
This does feel well. We're gonna see more of Magneto's reasons for being mad later on in the issue, but this really feels like everyone just hates this guy, and they're not like willing to engage ideologically with him or like give him the time of the day at all. He could be advocating for brushing your teeth every night, and they would still not give him the time of day anyway. But yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah,
I agree.
People do not like Fabian. I think that's one of the reasons that like this idea probably wouldn't have even like gained traction in the first place, is just because like Fabian is just not a likable guy.
No.
Anyway,
that's the thing that's saving humanity. It's not like unsound arguments. It's just everyone hates this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, just like nobody likes Fabian, so we're not going to actually engage with this person. And like, to be fair, you should not engage with this idea. It's a bad idea. But like, I do think like if a more charismatic mutant made this argument, this might gain steam, which probably isn't great. Yeah, meanwhile, the brother of the two, of the S.W.O.R.D people, gets a knife through the head.
In a really beautiful top panel there. I love the stark red background, and he's just in a dark purple.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Condor is the one that was holding the gun to Liga's head.
Yes, and he's extremely dead now.
Yeah. And yeah, Amelia Vought is here, who has apparently teleported in and just says like, yeah, you know he was going to kill you, right? And also, and Liga's confused on just like, oh, well, his word was good up until now. Also, why did you save me?
Yeah, and she mentions that, oh, no, I'm just the transport, don't worry about me. But
yeah,
this is kind of a good way to lead into who she is a little bit. We didn't talk too much about that, and it actually kind of ties into Fabian again. There's a lot of characters in S.W.O.R.D that tie back into Fabian.
This was one of the people that was on like that space station with them.
Yeah, so for Amelia Vought, she was introduced in Uncanny X-Men number 300 in 1993. She was one of those characters that was kind of, I believe, backwritten into Charles Xavier's quote-unquote origin story. Back when Charles was younger and was traveling in India trying to come up with his idea of how mutants should either, how should they integrate with the world? Should they hide? Should they take more of an aggressionist stance? He met her. She's a nurse, and she was working with him, and the two actually fell in love for a little bit before coming to disagreements on what mutants should do, and they split up. Amelia kind of stayed out of the limelight for a little bit until she appeared again with the Acolytes of Magneto, which was led by Fabian. And as discussed last time with him, he would manipulate people, backstab people emotionally, physically. Just a really, really bad guy.
Yeah. Specifically was kind of puppeteering Magneto.
Yeah. So, not great. So she has a very good reason to hate Fabian, as does everybody else. But her powers are also really cool. So hers is she can turn herself and anything she wants into vapor at will. So she can take matter and turn it into vapor. But she can take that vapor and she can transport it through the astral plane, allowing her to teleport nearly anywhere in an instant. So it's not like, opening a hole in space or anything. It's like, no, we're just going to go into the astral plane for a bit and then pop back out somewhere.
Yeah.
So her teleport shenanigans are really weird, but I'm kind of all about this.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Amelia, she's not here to save Liga.
No.
She apologizes as somebody picks up the knife.
Yes, this is the same hand that we see kill the other two members of the Xenerx S.W.O.R.D. It's very specific, darker skin wrapped in like a dark gray cloth, and she's got like an orange wristband on.
Yeah.
Black nails, yeah.
Liga goes to beg for her life, and the voice just tells him, like, this showed strength by you guys massacring half this world to take this world as a staging post. Don't betray that by begging, and then kills her.
Yeah. Really, really cool and metal final words there.
Yeah.
But back to Krakoa.
Yep.
So Fabian is he's getting the cold shoulder here now that his speech is done.
Yeah, he just it's silence from the crowd. He just is on the floor asking why does nobody have anything to say, and Peeper just kind of asks him, "What's your mutant name?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all had mutant names. They kind of started as call signs and work names, but like they kind of evolved into something more. What's yours? And Fabian doesn't have one. Fabian is Cortez.
Yep. And even being pressed, he says, well, I am Cortez. And he goes off into this kind of mini rant where he says that his family and his forefathers were ancient nobility in Europe with men and wealth in the New World. They could control continents at a whim. And when he and his sister were born and shown to be mutants, they were effectively cut off, and they were embarrassments to the family. Although embarrassments to the family means they only got 6 figures and some property in Florida. But to him, that was a great dishonor and greatly upsetting.
Yeah, and he uses Cortez because that name belongs to him, and if the humans want it back, they can take it. They can wear it on their tombstones, is what he says.
Yeah, and Peeper kind of nailed him with this question of getting to the heart of it. Of he's very insecure about what happened to him and is trying to hide behind that. I definitely do think there's more here as well. Like, there's a lot of anger, and he would definitely just go out and just kill people just because, if he was allowed to. But I think underneath it all, it is just this original thing of being shunned from his family and his family trying to take his name away from him.
Well, it's that, and also there is this desire. The identity is not really mutant. It's he's a Cortez. That's him at his core. He isn't he doesn't really have the mutant identity embraced as much as he says he does. He just wants to be known as a Cortez. He wants that name.
Yeah, there's a conflagration happening here between his bloodline and being a mutant.
Yeah,
which has produced this ideology where he's arrived at, where he should not just be special because he's a mutant or special because he's got this legacy, family legacy, but that should somehow combine into him being extra special.
Yeah.
This reminds me a whole lot of the Star Wars comic that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. The one with Kylo Ren, where he gets asked
oh my god,
whether his childhood was as full of suffering as Anakin's
Vader's
was.
Yeah, and you just see. Sorry, you describe it, please.
No, you go ahead.
You just see it's he is asked if he has suffered as Vader has. He's sure that he has suffered like Vader has. And you see Kylo thinking back on just these happy memories with his family and Chewbacca and all of them just growing up loved, and he just responds with, "Yeah, I've suffered."
Yeah,
he basically
gets a summary of Anakin's life, him being bought as a slave and things like that. And then when he's thinking through his childhood, we just see him having fun with Chewbacca on the Millennium's Falcon cockpit.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Yes, of course."
Yeah, of course, I've suffered. Yeah,
it's that's why I've done these awful things, is because I've suffered so much.
Yeah.
Looking at Fabian like this, Kylo Ren comes off as more self-aware.
Yeah.
than Fabian is being right now.
Yeah, I would agree.
At the very least, he pretends, right? Because at that moment, he knows that there is no justification for how committed he is to the dark side or wherever. While Fabian is just completely deluded.
Yeah, there is very much this, because there's this tone of this argument that he is coming from a place of being oppressed as well, and it's no, Fabian, you grew up with 6 figures and property in Florida.
He thinks it's so self-evident. He thinks he's opening their eyes.
Yes, a look at how much I have hurt just like all of you.
Yeah.
Which makes Magneto's response all the better, and, definitely ties this into the Star Wars comic, because I've seen that page, and it is very good. But Magneto is going to respond to him and say, maybe there is some issues of manslaughter or negligence that should be considered with the law, but that's for another day. Today's for murder, and I understand murder.
Yeah. Magneto's done that before. He's been there. He's made that choice before.
Several times.
Cold and,
yeah.
Sometimes passion, sometimes cold and calculated. But he's done that before in the past. And if he was to do it again, he would face exile. And he would do that gladly. And then he asked Fabian to look him in the eye and tell them that he has suffered more than him.
It's so good. Because out of everyone in that room, Magneto's gone through some shit.
Yeah.
I don't think they go hard enough in depicting the way this man should be crumbling right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's and he does crumble. You see him just respond with "I," and then he pauses, and then he says in the most mouse-like text, "I should have special disposition." He just
the way you know the person who handled like lettering for this issue just clicked the minus button on the font size like a couple of times to make sure they got the tone correctly.
Yes.
Fantastic. I still don't think they went hard enough, but good job.
It's great. It's just the most just completely, the argument has been shattered, and he falls back on, "You need me."
Yeah, he completely loses grip on this whole thing and just becomes extremely desperate.
Yeah,
Storm is just completely done with this.
Yeah, we need to dismiss this meeting, and then Fabian just is hysterical at this point. Just says "You need me. I am vital to the space program." And then everybody the jig is up. You see the council just react to this slowly as they know yeah, this guy's done.
Yeah, no, it took this one question from Magneto, and there's nothing else he can do.
Yeah, they need him for the Mysterium. He knows how important this is, and it's very much clear at this point. This was a power move from Fabian. He was really trying to shove his weight around.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And he wants that respect. And as he's saying that, some smoke puffs in, and we get introduced to our new character.
Mm-hmm. Amelia's here with the replacement for Fabian, and really one of the sickest new designs we've seen, as we are introduced to Cora of the Burning Heart, who is from Arakko.
Yeah.
She is so cool. She's the coolest character ever. I love her. Her ribcage is on fire.
It's so sick. Yeah,
it's so good.
Oh, it's so cool. She's got I don't even know how to describe her, really. She's just got a really cool look, and we're going to learn about her powers in a bit of a data page. But to sum it up here, she has this inner burning fire in her that, Sergio said, you can see burning through her ribcage. And she can give that burning power to another person in order to empower them, kind of like Fabian. But she doesn't really do that because on Arakko, helping people is looked down upon. But that's not the same here for S.W.O.R.D.
Yeah. Specifically, I'll kind of take a crack at this design. It almost looks like a Prince of Persia design, except
it does, yeah.
The torso part is almost completely missing from the clothes, and it's just fire underneath. And you can see through it into the bones. You see her spine, you see her rib cage. It's a cool look.
It's so good.
But yeah,
I really like. Before we move on, I just really like Mr. Sinister looking on as Fabian is breaking down and just whispering, "Love it."
Yeah,
he's having so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shaw. Shaw has a good expression here. It's incredible.
The smirk.
Mm-hmm. Just
the knowing smirk. He knows what's about to happen.
This is people that know. I'm glad the villains of the council got to be here too, just to witness this man breaking down.
You gotta keep them fed. This is how they keep them in line.
Yeah. Just here we got some humiliation for you. So we cut to a very interesting data page that's more like 3 data pages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's halves of 3 data pages. One that we have, I think, seen before, but this part...
I was going to ask about this. This is a previous data page. Was it redacted at the time?
Yes, it was.
This section was redacted, so we did not see anything about Core of the Burning Heart. No, we did. We saw a little bit of it because there was like primary loyalty is most likely, but that was blurred out.
Yes, but we didn't see the name. The name was blurred out, and some of the text was. But the bottom page, which is Brand's personal notes on her, that's new, as well as this very, highly classified piece of information, which is Amelia Vought and Cora of the Burning Heart are going to end the Snark War by killing everybody except for Kuga, so we can have our guy in place.
Yeah. I love the way these are depicted. It looks like if they were just scattered on someone's desk and somebody took a picture of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the page. Like, it's not just like a full data page. It's like 3, but we don't get the full data pages for any of them except for kind of the second one.
It's like a botched photocopy.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, I like
also
this.
big CIA vibes.
Yes, this is very much like Abigail just pulled rank here. Beast wishes he could be this competent.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Are you kidding? I think if he knew what Brand was doing, he'd be like, we got to compare notes.
Yeah.
Although the two did date at one point.
Yeah, they dated, so yeah,
you can see why they did.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, Abigail found her guy and was like, all right, we're killing all the others. Just gonna end this Snark War now. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of Cora's whole deal that we've got so far. Is her ability was kind of considered an insult to Krakoa, but here, we like that quite a bit. Not Krakoa, sorry, Arakoa. But we like that ability quite a bit. We will make use of it.
Yep, perfect.
And also,
you get rid of Fabian.
Yeah, one of the lines here is Fabian Cortez can't be trusted and somebody has to replace him. So the fact that like she has known from the beginning that this is not going to be a long-term strategy, this guy will like fail. This will not work out for us. We got to be like just doing due diligence to replace him is very good.
Yeah, no, I like that. And you can tell this was definitely all set up with that in mind, because as we cut to the next page, the meeting is done, essentially. Amelia says that they completed their mission, Shaw is getting ready to leave, and Emma just, chides to Magneto, hey, next time you want to teach an upstart a lesson, do it on your own time, please.
Yeah, like don't call the council for this.
Yeah, so this this was all for Magneto to be like, all right, kid, I'm going to take you down about 10 pegs.
Yeah. Magneto says, thanks for indulging me. And yeah, they just kind of remark of like, yeah, Kuga is, she's the Empress now. She owes us a favor, and she owes Arakoa a favor.
Yep.
We good there. We did it.
We have a big pawn in space now, which is fantastic.
Everybody starts talking like church just got dismissed, and Fabian's like, wait, hold on. Like,
yep, and even Charles is like, hey, Amelia, let's go talk. No, I don't have any important to do right now. Let's go chat.
Yeah, if there's nobody else demanding your time, and then he just responds with, oh no, nobody important, as we just see sad Fabian naked in the center of the empty, quiet council.
I love it. Do you think he learned anything from this?
No, he's just more resentful.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say. The same thing.
I truly I don't think his views have changed. It's just he got humiliated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll end up being really resentful and strike out, because that does feel like something he would do.
Yeah.
So
they should have just finished by throwing him into the pit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. That would probably be the best place for him, because he's going to keep causing problems.
Yeah.
Why did they even revive him for, if they already had a replacement? Was it just to humiliate him and create an enemy for themselves?
Probably, or...
Were they that starved for entertainment?
I'm guessing it might have been a bad look to have somebody fall in the line of duty and not pick him up, because didn't they say there was kind of precedent for if you fall in war, you jump to the front of the line?
You do, because you defended the nation. So
yeah,
and he did.
So someone would have asked too many questions, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, yeah, let's go ahead and like get this done. We kind of already set precedent for it.
Yeah, because he did technically help Sunfire in stopping the Knoll Dragon, so...
Oh, no, I wouldn't even say technically. Like, he definitely did. Like, didn't work out too well for him, but, you know, what does?
Yeah, but then, like, throw him in the pit. They're not above it.
They really aren't. Maybe they just need to wait for him to go snap and kill a human, and then they'll do it.
So we go to S.W.O.R.D Station 1. We're back on the peak as Magneto and Abigail discuss business.
Yeah, and it's a very good read by Magneto, honestly.
Yeah, Magneto just says, like, so, we got murder no human. Should that apply only to Homo sapiens? Is alien life less important? Which is, honestly, I think a pretty solid question.
Yes.
I don't know. The way I would counter this is it's not that alien life is more important, it's that they're more threatening. Because I think the murder no human law is more about, again, they're under our thumb than it is about we respect life in all its forms.
Yeah.
Yes.
And again, the other thing she kind of like throws back at him is like, this was for a defense here. Like, is it murder if it's defense of a nation? Like, snark wars go bad.
Yeah.
Like, this destroyed my father's home world, and again in that Guardians run, actually, that we will eventually talk about, snark war is brought up there, and it's people are very not happy about snark war happening. It's like, oh, that's gonna be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
They've been wiping out planets like already.
Although I do like how in, you know, one word Brand is able to explain the entirety of X-Force. You know.
Yeah.
Is it murder in defense of a nation? What do you think, Beast?
Yeah. And yeah, she just says, like, yeah, I did this in the quickest, cleanest way I could. I just picked the winner.
Yep. And, you know, he's like, hey, technically you did do a good thing, but some people are not going to see it that way, and you need to be prepared.
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, but that's fine, because we got something bigger. And we just see they walk to an overlook of a room with just a bunch of pits of just a bunch of some kind of substance in them.
It's the Mysterium that we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a ton of it now. They've been busy at work getting all that stuff.
Yeah, they've been doing those leaps into the suns, I guess.
Gosh, yeah. Into the, you know, the edge of known reality, just to get these little cubes.
Yeah.
Look, we've been speaking about this issue for the better part of 45 minutes. But still, this is so well constructed. I really like one of the things that I didn't notice until we were reading it just now is how we begin the issue by also talking about the question of how far you go when you have vowed to protect all life.
Ooh, that's a good point. Because the Utopian
this
Kree was questioning
opens with that
the
Utopian
same thing.
Kree. Yeah, the Snarkwar guy quotes him back as sentient beings are numberless. We vow to save them all. You're being hypocritical by not saving me, and that relates really well to the whole discussion about murder no human. I really like how well this is all thought out. I just think it's really very well constructed. I really enjoyed this issue.
Yeah, S.W.O.R.D is incredible.
Yes, I agree. It's asking good questions and in very good ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just everything with this meeting. You know, Chris, I'm sure you remember this too. This book I felt like was actually really overlooked in kind of the grand scheme of things when these were coming out.
Yes, it was. I mean, it didn't help that it started and then immediately got shoved into King in Black as a crossover, which I think really hurt it. But I agree. I remember when it came out, people were like, oh, look, it's Al Ewing. He's doing an X-Men book. That's really cool. And then it sort of just kind of died away. It was very odd.
There is, I I feel like Marvel or just comic fans in general have like almost a phobia of seeing event books sometimes, where it's just like, I don't know, man, just let them do their thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I can understand why, because it can be very disruptive. Some that are really, really well done can easily fold it in, but I do think, as much as I liked the King in Black tie-in for S.W.O.R.D and how cool it was, I wouldn't have minded if that could have waited, until maybe it had its own legs to stand on a bit more.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I this is constantly one of my favorite things that we're reading every time we do an episode on it. S.W.O.R.D is good.
Yeah, S.W.O.R.D is really, really good.
Yeah, so speaking of really, really good, do you want to talk about X Factor?
Yeah, let's talk about X Factor. And it's very fancy names that it keeps doing. It hasn't stopped. So for X Factor number 7, Suite number 7, Scientia Vincere Tenebris, or Latin for knowledge conquers darkness, or also sometimes science conquers darkness, depending on how you translate it. This one came out in February of 2021 and is written by Leah Williams. And we're opening up where it's left off a bit with Prodigy, as he had told Sophia that he's pretty sure he knows when he died and was killed, since he was resurrected here on the island. And Sophia ended up telling Tommy, who the two of them dated for a bit. And Tommy's a speedster and can call really, really fast.
This is not how phones work.
No.
Yeah. I don't think you could do this. I don't think you can speedster a phone.
Your speedster powers do not apply when it comes to pushing buttons real quick and making calls.
Yeah.
No, although I do like it. It comes across, he's doing this really fast because he can't really do it another way. But I also would have loved, he's sending 50 texts in 1 second. You have one text, and a second later, there's about 30 of them.
If it was text, I will be more understanding of it.
Yeah, but
these are calls, and like a call has to connect first before it can go to like voicemail and get registered as missed, which is what's happening here.
You gotta let them pick up the phone, man.
Yeah, it is a little silly, and is definitely not how phones work, but it gets its point across.
He's getting calls through like an iPad. This thing is huge. It
I
looks
saw
very
that.
funny when
big.
he goes to answer it.
I was like, that is the Android phone screen, but that is massive.
I know people who like use tablets as cell phones, and they look this silly every time.
Nice.
Yeah,
They do not need the like golden huge glasses to look this silly.
No.
Yeah.
The tablet's enough.
Prodigy goes to answer. It's Tommy. It's we know who Tommy is, right? I don't know if we've ever talked about Tommy.
I feel like that's a Sergio question. I know who he is, but Sergio, do you know who he is?
No, I had no idea.
Okay.
This is Wiccan's brother.
So the Scarlet Witch's other son.
Yeah, twin brother. Blur is a superhero name. He's a speedster, not a mutant. But they were on the Young Avengers together with Wiccan. And that's when they started dating.
Yeah, the Young Avengers, actually really, really good run. I'm very glad I read it. I think it's fantastic. I definitely recommend people read it. This is picking up on that. So Prodigy tells him, yes, I know I died during the same one attack at Xavier's Institute that wiped out a bunch of other kids, but I'm back now. And he actually doesn't even explain how he's back. He's just like, I'm back, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I was going to ask also, Tim, did you have a chance to look up what this attack was? I didn't have a chance to before we recorded this, and I don't know if you had read that.
I did read it. I don't know what the specific attack they're talking about is, but this is during the Uncanny X-Men run where stuff was real bad. Things are real bad. So a bunch of dudes attacking Xavier's school and killing a bunch of kids is that's on brand.
That is
like,
unfortunately on brand.
Yeah, that sounds right. They have a data page later that we'll talk about it a little bit more, but I don't the two other mutants they kind of mentioned I don't think died in that one attack either. It was just different events. A lot of people died in that time.
Yeah, no.
It's
Easy
a good
enough.
thing we just immediately brought everybody back to life.
Yes, easy enough to be like, oh, Resurrection's here. They've been gone for 10-something years. They're back.
Yeah. Well, it was like a 12-issue span of just like
Jeez.
a bunch of mutants just died. Oh,
that's rough.
yeah.
But Tommy runs in, beating his own voice on the cell phone, as he says, well, no, you couldn't have died that night because I have a picture of the both of us making out after that event.
Yeah. And Prodigy just asks who did this, and he's like, I don't know. You posted it, though. Or no.
This is the best sort of evidence you can use. Just a picture of you making out.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, it was not posted by Prodigy, but Prodigy tagged Tommy in it.
Yeah, it was another account.
Yeah, so deeply confusing.
Yeah. And then, as Prodigy's kind of grappling with this, Tommy asks him to make out, which they do. And then we get to our data page.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's a letter from a club in West Hollywood. Elixir of the Five gives it to Prodigy since this was the proof that they got that he had died. They never really questioned it because this was before X Factor was established, and also because Wolverine and Cyclops confirmed that, yeah, a lot of people died during that time. We just took their word at it.
Yeah, and like they're right. Cyclops and Wolverine were some of like the bigger X-Men names during that time, and yeah, it was a rough time. It was not a good spot.
No,
I really like this sort of little trope where you leave clues for yourself, or like your lost some memory self, which I think it's interesting.
I think it's
It's
fun.
very Memento.
Yeah. I think it's a fun mystery to just follow your own trail and try to figure out, okay, why did I do this? And
Yeah, it's
what's
like,
it leading me to?
What the heck was I doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
anyway,
the process of realizing it was you yourself who sent a message to you in the future is just good. I'm surprised that no one's done this before with the resurrection stuff and the memory loss that usually goes alongside it.
Yeah. But we gotta go do something else now as Dakin is walking out of his room to talk to Aurora and is just in a hell of a fit.
Big, I don't want to say frat boy energy, but also...
That is what Aurora calls it.
It's also big, like, I don't know, the frat boys going out at 2 a.m. to buy more beer for everybody.
It's very trucker.
Yeah. Just a rough look for him. But that doesn't stop the two from flirting extremely hardcore.
The backwards hat really just sells it.
It does.
Dakin immediately clocks that Aurora's afraid of him, and Aurora's like, yeah, I am a little bit. You can like manipulate my emotions like fear, lust, and I don't know if you're actually doing that. And then Dakin is very taken aback by this and is just like, goes to explain himself and then just says like, oh, whatever, and like goes to walk away. Aurora cuts him off, and he explains, I can't make people feel a certain way. My pheromone powers don't actually work that way. I can adjust what exists, but I can't, and I can pick up on what exists, but I can't actually like control those.
I can't say I know this for certain because I only know what people who have read comics have talked about them, but this feels like a very meta conversation because most people, especially before this, don't care or don't like for Dakin because of that pheromone ability. Either one, it's very silly, or two, it's what she's saying here. And this is him talking to the audience saying, no, that's straight up just not how it works.
Yeah. Like he can sense all these emotions about it, but he can't like he doesn't know the why, and he can't really affect that. And Dakin doesn't like this. He hates it actually.
Yeah, as how, Aurora describes it. It's like you walk through a crowd feeling and smelling how many of the people around you lust for you, but you don't know why or what their intentions are. You're just kind of blindly walking through and you're just bombarded with all of this stuff.
A blind empath set out to wander alone in the darkness is what she says as well. And yeah. and sometimes it's fear shifting back to lust, which is what's happening with Aurora here.
No. Surely not.
And yeah, they go to look like they're gonna make out, and we get a little bit of ribbing from the two of them about how Aurora's dressed like a Sunday school teacher and Dakin is dressed like a frat boy, as North Star is just calling their name while they ignore him.
I do like this ongoing gag of just a very small North Star yelling someone's name in big, bold letters.
Yeah. Him just kind of bellowing their name from inside the boneyard.
Yeah. So Dakin leaves her and goes down to him, and they discuss the plan. Dakin is going to tail Siren and see what's going on with her, and that's why he's dressed like a, quote, human, so he can pass a little bit. He doesn't have a cell phone, so Northstar tells him to take some fleet seeds, which he says he'll do, but also gives him a bit of a talk of, don't break my sister's heart, please.
Also, take water?
Yeah, for the fleet seeds.
Yeah.
And, again, comedic timing. Comedic timing X Factor is so good, because you get to the title page, and you go, and the first line is, he forgot the fleet seeds.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's just,
and Northstar doesn't even have dialogue. It's just a text box with a bunch of scribbles. Yeah. He's so mad.
And yeah, we get Dakin calling from a payphone as she kind of backtracked a little bit. She was going to Barcelona, but went back through the gate, went through Krakow again, and went through the Alberta one. So he's in Canada instead of Barcelona.
Yeah, and is just going to follow her, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. But Polaris, who got this message, tells the group that Siren is going on a guided tour in Barcelona, which we know is a lie. And even iBoy is picking up that it's a lie. With all of his, enhanced seeing, he sees that her heart rate is up. She's playing with her hair, her eyes are looking down, her all these little things that show someone is lying, he immediately clocks it.
Yeah. iBoy just kind of like looks at her almost disappointed looking and just like questions why is she lying.
Yeah, but he's too much of a sweetheart to really point it out. He just kind of puts it away and is like, okay, that's kind of odd, but whatever.
Yeah. So, they are going to partner up with each other. Northstar says he's going to partner up with Prodigy. Polaris is going to go get Rachel. Aurora and iBoy will partner up together, and Northstar realizes Prodigy's not here. So he goes and does the speedster things to find him, and runs into Tommy, who
is also doing the speedster thing, and the two kind of backtrack and stop to each other. And as Prodigy is putting his shirt back on, says, don't worry about him. That's Tommy. He's my guest. And, Tommy comes in with guest with benefits. Have I mentioned that this book is extremely queer, and it's very good for it?
Yeah, it's good.
Kind of gotten the vibe from, what issue is this? 7?
Yes.
7, yeah. Yeah,
pretty consistently.
Yeah. And Prodigy tries to rush him out the door. Tommy quickly fires back with, what's your top velocity? Mine's 761 miles per hour. And Northstar fires back with 189,299 miles per second.
Yeah, the two are going to have a bit of a speedster off, as Prodigy does have to explain, like, no, that's Northstar, the Northstar. And as Prodigy drags him out of the boneyard, is just going to pepper him with questions. Like, you can fly. Oh, that's really cool. Hey, we should race. No, we shouldn't do that. Hey, if you really ran that fast, wouldn't you crack the world in half?
And he was like, yeah, I would destroy everything. And yeah, Tommy's just like, that's cool. Like,
yeah, just a cute little like speedster off of like, oh, that's sweet. I like this for them.
Yeah,
he's like a speedster inside baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like talking about how it would like destroy him physically. Like it would create a vacuum. His bones would be crushed and pulverized. And Tommy's just like, that's so cool, man. It's funny stuff. I like this little interaction here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sweet. So Prodigy and Tommy have a kiss before they depart, and Northstar says, "Hey, you can come by anytime, though. You're cool."
Yeah. Northstar likes this kid.
Yeah.
He's just like, hitting him with all like he's very interested in Northstar, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, finding another speedster in a world where speedsters are not common. Not at all. Not like, somewhere in DC with the Flash.
It's like running into your friend's friends and he's just like a hero of yours. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So later, all of the different members of X Factor have gone off and are talking to different people who know Siren. So this is Banshee, this is Dazzler, this is Multiple Man and Havoc, and they all pretty much get the same thing, which is, we didn't know this was going on with her. She's been distancing herself and hasn't really talked to any of us. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. This is, no one's really known anything about this. Also, just during this, Polaris is constantly getting calls from Dakin and hanging them up.
Yeah, not doing a good job on that one, and Dakin doesn't really understand why, but he's trying to check in.
Yeah, he's trying to give a call. I shout out to Havoc. Please call me Alex. Mr. Summers is my brother. Just Havoc. Like,
what a, I don't want to say sweet young man because we've seen what he can do, but what a guy.
Yeah. Anyway, we got a data page about the Morgan.
Woo! Again, I hope you brushed up on your Celtic folklore. But we get what we've discussed a bit before, where Morgan is the goddess of death and battle in Celtic history, and just explains a little bit about her. But the only really big thing that you need to know about this page is that it notes that there are people who can do rituals to summon the Morgan if they want to do that.
Yeah. Then we get a big old page. It's a big double spread, a lot of text.
Yeah, really cool double page. I do like it even with all of the text because I like how it's interspersing both stories of what's going on. So it's going to start off first with Dakin, as he has gotten hung up by Polaris again. And he says to somebody off screen that, you're too late, they're on their way. And although not shown, it's pretty clear that this is the Morgan, or the Morgan in Siren's body.
Yeah.
And she is going to go through this whole thing while chasing down Dakin and beating him up before impaling him on a stake of wood, about how his so-called friends are doing this on purpose. They are ignoring him, and they sent him out to die because they don't want him, and that she's doing him a favor by doing this.
We get this we cut to this X Factor page where David's here, as well as, just the X Factor team, and they're kind of talking, and David kind of goes into like emotional manipulation and emotional abuse.
I think you're confused as Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, I am so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
I wrote his name down wrong first at 2. I'm like, wait, that's not his name.
Yeah, that's David is Prodigy. Yeah, so Kyle. So Kyle gives this whole like speech here about emotional abuse.
It's interesting. I don't agree with him. Just because I know why they had to put it this way to lead up to what's coming. But he basically says, okay, you guys don't have anything on what's happening with Siren. Maybe I can take a crack at it, because he's worked for PR in different companies, and he's like, that's kind of what investigative reporters do. So he says that, an abuser will have somebody and will isolate them from their friends and family, and that's how they get away with the abuse. They start small with little things here and there, and make sure if there's no one around that they can't intervene and stop it. And it looks like they're helping, but they're actually not. It'll start with emotional abuse, and then it'll probably go up to physical abuse, and perhaps even further than that.
Well, it's not quite correct about Siren. It is correct in what's happening to Dakin.
Yes, it's correct about what's happening to Dakin for sure. I also feel like he is talking about Siren because that's who they asked for. They were trying to figure out Siren, and he's like, oh, well, there's clearly an abuse thing going on. When everything that's going on with her, I don't know why he would say that's an abusive thing, since they haven't seen another person involved with this, just her. I feel like the more rational thing for him to come to would be more suicidal for her, but little story nitpicks, because I agree this is definitely supposed to be focusing on what's happening to Dakin as he is being tossed about and absolutely berated.
I don't think it's too big of a leap here for Kyle to imagine this was Siren. Like, even though they're not seeing someone else, it's like, yeah, the way she's acting and the way that she's like isolating herself from her friends is like very suspect, especially because every time she's brought back, it's not like, hey, don't bring me back. It's just nothing's wrong.
Yeah, the resurrection aspect kind of adds an interesting layer to the whole thing, but
so I'm not surprised he got here, but yeah, it's definitely what's happened with Dakin. Dakin is having this happen to him on like a very accelerated scale, where it's just like, yeah, he's being told like nobody cares about you, no one like actually likes you, they aren't coming for you, they sent you here to die, they aren't even taking your calls.
Yeah. And luckily for him, as we end this page, Rachel comes in and is kind of confused with everybody, like, oh, why the long faces? Are we doing something or what? Because Polaris was supposed to go get her and work together to figure out what was going on, and that clearly did not happen.
Yeah.
So Eyeboy finally, when he sees that Lorna is lying again, points it out this time. And Northstar immediately jumps on it and says, Rachel, go figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
And using her really cool mental, time reading powers, is able to go back and see immediately that, oh, when Polaris went outside to go follow Siren, the Morrigan kind of brainwashed her a little bit and made it so that she had to work against us.
Yeah, and she's been playing Siren, or she's been passing as Siren the whole time.
I like how she immediately recognizes it's the Morrigan.
Yeah, just like, oh, it's this thing. Like,
it also helped that she made her giant Celtic symbol in the sky with a bunch of birds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A very good telltale.
Like, it has the same sense of urgency as like finding out you have the bat mold in your house.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like oh, we gotta fix this.
You're like, oh man, it's back again?
Yeah. Rachel quickly removes the side blockers, and Polaris is just like, I'm going to kill her. And also, Dakin called. He's been calling. He's in Alberta. Like I was giving you bad information, and Northstar immediately zooms off.
Yeah, he understands where this plot is going and was like, okay, I need to go find him. And he does, very quickly. It has been a few days that Dakin has been out there, but because he also has a healing ability like the rest of the Wolverines, he has not been strong enough to pull himself off of this stake, but he also has not died.
Yeah, he's healing around the stake, so he is still impaled on a stake, but so he doesn't have like the strength to actually get himself off of this, but he's not dead. I love Northstar's first line is just like, I told you to bring the fleet seeds.
Yes. I gave you 2 pieces of advice. 1, don't break my sister's heart. 2, bring the fleet seeds.
Yeah. I like the little banter here because it just immediately just flies in the face of everything Dakin was told of. He's like, how did you find him? He's like, it took me 7 minutes. I'm sorry it took me so long. As soon as I heard, I rushed out here to find you.
Yeah, all he knew was a gate, and then he had the rest of Canada to go check.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they have a really sweet moment here together as, Northstar is going to take Dakin to safety. And when we go to the next page, it is later. Dakin is healing now in these caves where those hot springs are back at the boneyard.
Yeah. And yeah, he's healing up as Aurora shows up and, still in her clothes. And Dakin kind of talks about his own insecurity here of like he thought they'd left him to die.
Yeah. Morgan definitely got in his head.
Yeah. And yeah, he went through it here.
Yeah, he did.
And he just, it's like there is this like insecurity that's coming out. And he pulled punches thinking it was Siren. He's been playing nice because he's on this team. It's made him soft. He got killed by a death goddess who didn't know that he like had a healing factor and couldn't die, so he just got impaled on a crossbeam for days. And she got in his head and made him think of like all these like awful things. Like she just like sent him through like a depression spiral while he was out here, like just stuck on a pole. And he concludes with he wished he just died out there. And then him and Aurora kiss.
Yeah. So she's doing her best to comfort him after all of this, and as it was at the start of the issue, Northstar is probably the worst and is going to interrupt them again, but this time calling for Aurora.
Yeah, he's like shouting her name as he's watching TV. It's good.
Yeah, but this also in itself is sad because Dakin does finally ask, like, why does he shout for people? He's really fast. He can just run in here and check and everything. And she explains that it's related to trauma, and specifically the trauma he experienced in Nate Gray's False Utopia. He mentions here, Dakin, that both of his little sisters were trapped inside, so Laura and Gabby, and that the people who were in there definitely came out changed, and this is Northstar's version of that.
Yeah. So Age of X-Man, that was kind of the event that kind of allowed that Uncanny X-Men before to get as dark as it did, because it took a lot of the big players and like kind of the X-Men world and plopped them all into this like fake utopia thing where all of their memories were rewired. And Northstar specifically was part of like I think Department X or something, which was a department in charge of monitoring people and making sure that nobody got intimate with each other for some reason. Age of X-Man was a little weird. And he, because he was so rewired, he forgot Kyle during this, so.
I didn't know that part. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. At least it's been a while since I read this, but I don't know if we ever got like an actual like much resolution here, or more if it's just like general trauma. But like I could see why you would be afraid of losing people through this, because like they were stuck in there for like a while.
Yeah, it's trauma all the way down. If you're an X-Man or a mutant, you're having a bad time. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So, but there's a really good cliffhanger at the bottom corner of this page, as after Aurora is explaining all of this and trauma and everything, there's just a little box that says, they're dead. Aurora and John Paul.
Yeah. And we see Dakin in a room with Prodigy and iBoy as they're kind of cowering in the TV room that Northstar was in earlier. And they just comment, we need to turn off this TV. She'll know we're hiding in here if she sees the TV on. Rachel's dead. Polaris is dead. We're the only ones left alive. And we just see Aurora and Jean Paul like in a Morgan symbol, like ritual circle looking thing, facing each other with their heads kind of like pressed against each other and both wearing flower crowns. And some bad shit's going on in the Boneyard.
Yeah, not great.
No. I'm sure this is all gonna go well. And we're gonna see that immediately because we have X Factor number 8. So
we sure do.
For this one, suite number 8, and I'm gonna butcher this name. Scio mi nihil sire, or Latin for I know that I know nothing. It is also has on the title Triton Substitution Jazz Arrangement. And I'm going to shout out the House to Astonish blog for this one because they mentioned on their review of this issue that a Triton substitution is a chord substitution found in both jazz and classical music. And it kind of gets technical from there. But basically, it is implied that because this is the same title as issue number 6, this issue is a modified reprise of what happened there. Basically a fancy way of saying, it's like the same thing.
Cool.
Anyway, earlier, picking up right after Aurora gets called away, but before all of the murder, Aurora comes over to her brother and sits on the couch and says like, okay, I'm here, you know, you don't have to be so noisy, and says that she really just wants to watch a terrible B movie, something that feels like it's a fever dream. And what they pull up on the TV, I can't say for certain, but it looks really close to Birdemic.
Oh yeah.
It's the same.
I did not clock that. It kind of does, yeah.
It's the same clothes, the same hairstyle for all three characters, and there's like bird wings everywhere, so I'm pretty sure that's what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Which, very good choice, if true.
I like the little ribbing here where North Star just kind of clocks like, hey, you are wet now.
What's up with that?
And also mentioned she left to use the bathroom, so he was just like, did you fall in?
Mm-hmm. And she instead
just
teases him and, you know, like gets him wet and everything.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Rachel's upstairs with Amazing Baby, who Amazing Baby is doing the dog thing of just barking at nothing.
Yeah, this is the classic horror movie trope of the dog that gets freaked out and the owner who's either ignoring him or just saying, hey, there's nothing in there.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Stop barking at walls.
Yes,
yeah.
You're stupid.
This issue is full of good horror tropes, and I love every single one of them, especially seeing more Amazing Baby.
Yeah. She picks up Amazing Baby and takes him for a walk and runs into iBoy, who's just in the middle of a room.
Just staring with all of his eyes and looking absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, iBoy is clearly up to some shit.
He's like in a trance.
Yes.
Yeah. Rachel's just like, what are you doing? And then iBoy just opens all of his eyes and says, what are you doing? Like,
and he says, or Rachel explains like, hey, I've been trying to get Amazing Baby to calm down, but he's not doing it. And iBoy's like, that's okay, he could sleep in my room if he wants, and Amazing Baby just leaps into his arms.
Yeah, and yeah, iBoy is like saying this while like again very clearly scared of something. He's like stuttering. And yeah, iBoy just jumps in there, and iBoy remarks he sees something too, as we just see some like weird nonsense going on.
Yeah, there's this really cool artistic effect that happens every time iBoy is looking at something with all of his eyes. And it's these circles, you know, usually with something in a different color. And you can see portions of the boneyard, and there's like tentacles and weird runic signs and growth and all sorts of stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so very, very cool. Again, we're getting into the big horror vibes with this one. Even as we go over here to Prodigy, as he is in his room using some VR goggles to look into this photo to see what else he can find, there's a face that jumps out at him just for a bit.
Yeah, he notices some encrypted data and then just gets hit with a jump scare. He's not super happy about this. Says, just stupid like jump scare.
Yeah, and I actually didn't notice until I reread this, I think for a third time, but in the background as he's reaching to grab the glasses again, the shadows in the wall actually make the face of the Morrigan.
Yeah, it's
that's true. That's very cool.
It's hanging out.
Yeah, I did not notice that. I was like, ooh, that's good. It just blends in really well.
Yeah.
We cut to a data page here of there is definitely hidden layers of this image of him and Tommy making out. First reveals photo edits. Second reveals GPS coordinates and a data/timestamp embedded in JPEG metadata. And the third shows the device information, and it shows that his photo was taken and posted from an old phone.
This has big I'm a hacker in Hollywood energy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But he comes...
Actually, this is doable, and this is a pretty common form of cryptography, so this all checks out. Unlike the phone thing from the previous issue. You can encrypt information into a JPEG like metadata file. I've seen it happen with, and it's not because I've used this sort of material, to be clear, but there are pictures that people exchange that have basically like book covers, and if you know how to process the image, you can turn it into the actual book, like an ebook file of the of the cover that of the book that the cover depicts.
Yeah. That's wild. I did not know that.
And that's because it's got a huge payload in the JPEG metadata.
Yeah.
Huh. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah. I take back my Hollywood hacker joke then.
Yeah, all of this.
Yeah, this is surprisingly possible.
Yeah, like I like the metadata just showing like I was on an old phone. Like, yeah, all this seems like decently realistic actually.
Yeah.
Like location and like just able to see what device it's from don't seem like too out there.
Yeah, it's just the EXIF data.
Yeah.
But Prodigy is able to come to a final assessment here where he says, okay, I both edited and posted this photo on one of my old phones, so clearly I was alive, and I tagged Tommy in it to find me, but why?
Yeah, some weird stuff's going on. I maybe need to think about involving X Factor. And yeah. Meanwhile, Deccan's having a dream of being in the healing gardens with Aurora.
Almost healing gardens. It's like a weird hot tub.
Yeah, the little hot tub.
Yeah.
The healing hot tub. The good vibes hot tub.
Yeah.
Except not good vibes right now. So yeah, as Deccan's talking about her saving him, he's like, I didn't think you would come, and she's just like, I didn't.
And instead of this being a real Aurora, it is a fake one who kind of digs her nails into his chest and begins to pull him down and further into the water.
Yeah. He wakes up, gasps for air, and then is like just kind of disgruntled, crawls out of the tub, grabs his pants, and I'm assuming he curses in Japanese.
Not quite. I used I'm actually going to shout out Google Translate Camera. It's really cool. If you download that app. He's just saying be strong in Japanese.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough. Meanwhile, iBoy is going through it.
Oh boy, he and Amazing Baby are going through it so bad. So not only is there something here that he doesn't understand, but whenever he tries to look at whatever it is, he can't see it. Which for him must be terrifying because he can see everything.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know if it's can't see it as much as he just can't look at it. Like every time he looks at it, it's just gone. But he knows it's behind him. Like he can pick up on that it's here. And this is distressing to him. Like he can feel like all of the eyes and whatever just like on him, but he can't actually like open his eyes to look at it. And like you get the image here of almost like somebody like hiding under their covers. Well, I think it's like literally that. It's not.
That's
really
literally what's happening.
Yeah. He literally pulls the covers over his head before Dakin comes in and tells him to please shut up because his fear is so loud that it woke him up.
Yeah, it gave me a nightmare.
Yeah, which I like as Dakin's explanation for what he went through of like, oh no, it wasn't me.
Yeah, and iBoy just hugs him and is like, there's something happening, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, clearly frightened. And Dakin does the good, like, big brother thing and is like, okay, take a breath, slow down, tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, right behind them is the Morrigan. And every time she appears here, there is some text above her. I'm assuming it is a poem or a song of some kind. I was not able to find out exactly what it is. I looked around, so I'm not sure. If you do know what it is, you should send us an email at studyofx@gmail.com and let me know what that song or poem or whatever it is.
Yeah. And yeah, they promptly get chased by the Morrigan, who is just exploding stuff.
Yeah, and becoming this big green and black psychic monstrosity thing.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It looks fantastic. I really like it.
Yeah, it's very good. I like these pages quite a bit. They get grabbed and pulled into the living room where Prodigy remarks, we need to turn the TV off, the light's going to attract it, and yeah, this is where we left off in the last issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get this really cool page of iBoy using all of his eyes to see, okay, yeah, everybody is straight up dead. It's just us three here. I'm tracking the Morrigan. I can see where she is. It's bad.
Yeah. they notice there's no obvious signs of assault here.
There's also no signs of fear, so it looks like they died very fast.
Yeah. He can smell cold medicine and cheap chocolate, just like on Siren. And yeah, iBoy says, like, yeah, they have the same tiny secrets.
Yeah, specifically, it is chalk dust, honey, and hollyhock pollen. And Prodigy is able to immediately go, oh, wait a second, I know what's going on. And he doesn't say what it is, not fully. But he mentions that, I can't die now because I'm not going to be able to put this back together, that these look like evidence of ritual sacrifices. And I think that's calling back to the earlier data page where it mentioned that people could summon the Morrigan specifically. And I think that ties into what is going to happen at the very last page of this issue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, iBoy, like, clocks the Morgans coming back, and we just have, like, a quick, like, panic here of just, like, Prodigy and iBoy have just immediately gone, like, full detective mode. Dakin just looks at Aurora here and just says, like, I get it. And pops his claws and realizes, like, these two need to get out.
Yeah, so he does the heroic sacrifice of jumping onto the very large monster to buy the two time to make it out. He's pretty quickly killed and beheaded, but iBoy and Prodigy and Amazing Baby are able to make it out.
Yeah.
Yay for Amazing Baby, who's the one who really matters here.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is no Amazing Baby backup on Cerebro.
No, there is not. iBoy even kind of remarks that too, of just like the first thing he calls out is, Amazing Baby, you need to go hide.
He's such a sweet boy. I love iBoy so much.
Yeah, I think Dakin made the right call here. I like how it's not really stated by the issue either. Like, there's never a point where Dakin's just like, it like logically makes sense for him to be the one to sacrifice himself to, but they never like draw attention to that. Dakin just kind of like sees what they're doing and is just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. No, clearly understands what role he has to play here.
Yeah. And yeah, we go to the hatchery the next day. iBoy greets everybody who is waking up with, welcome back, Boneyard's haunted.
I love that.
I love the... Do you recognize the Moon's Haunted reference?
Yes, that is exactly where my brain went to. And shout outs to all you original Destiny 1 beta players. I know you're out there. You're there with me.
Yeah, just great line.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those lines where you're too online to like recognize it, but at the same time I appreciate it. I don't know if this is... I don't care that this will eventually be dated or like just look weird to 99% of the people, because I'm the 1% that actually understands the reference, so it's fine.
I agree fully. And if you are listening to this in the future, you should look up the origin of the Moon's Haunted meme, because it's fun.
Yeah.
So, but everyone's back. Everyone is alive. Even Kyle is here to witness Northstar coming back, and I'm pretty sure this makes Kyle the first human to see any of this.
Yeah, I mean, he might have seen it before, but yeah, this is the first time we've seen him.
Yeah, so, but...
The resurrection stuff is still a secret from the rest of humanity, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
you would think they would not make exceptions for a human, but
Yeah.
It's okay. Human exceptions have been happening every now and again. There was even a vampire exception.
Do you think the Avengers know?
No.
I do not think the Avengers know.
Yeah, I don't think they know.
Do you know, like, part of the Avengers know?
Maybe one of them who's like, wait a second, I remember Jumbo, he died.
Yeah, I do wonder, like, what the Avengers think about all
officially been told about
officially?
it.
No, I don't think anybody has been officially told, no.
Yeah, because I mean, the last time we saw the Avengers was in Children of the Atom, and they were very standoffish with the mutants.
Yeah.
If you had to come up with an excuse for Tommy as to why these people are coming out of X naked, while still trying to keep it a secret that they are being resurrected from their untimely deaths, what would you tell him?
Yeah, how does, like, Tommy not know?
Well, that's true. It's not like Prodigy actually explained that to Tommy at all, how he came back. It's just that he's back, which...
Yeah, Tommy literally arrived. arrives.
Maybe they
like,
just told him he's in like they're all in like isolation chambers or something.
Yeah, like healing
Yeah.
pods or something.
It's like a really weird spa.
I mean, like I think like Prodigy like directly says in that first page, like, yeah, I was dead. I got killed. I thought I was killed this way, but I guess I was killed another way.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
he
well.
says that directly. So, and it's not like, I mean, Resurrection's not that weird in the Marvel universe because Wolverine has died like 4 times and he's always coming back. But this is the first time on a massive scale that it's been happening.
Yeah.
Kind of a big breach there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a big breach, especially because like again, like Tommy's like Wanda's kid, so like I think
People might be a little weirder about that.
yeah, and well, I mean, no, not even that. It's like Wanda is usually on the Avengers. I don't think she is currently. I
think you're right. I don't think she is.
Yeah, but like it's like, well, if he tells his mother, like that.
I think Tommy is okay, just because it's not like Prodigy really explained it. I think it's just Kyle here. Yeah. But also Kyle is here because he's married to North Star, which, hey, you know what? Good on the mutants for being inclusive for, LGBTQ folks and letting them come into the medical wing with their significant other. So, shout outs to them for that. But I am surprised Xavier doesn't look over and say, is that a human?
I like Kyle immediately just being like, how do I know it's you? And then North Star immediately just starts doing North Star like lovey-dovey couples shit, and Kyle's like, okay.
I get it.
It's cute.
Yeah.
And
so
I like the little Aurora and Dakin reaction here of like her asking him like, what was the last thing you remember? And he's like, being impaled in the snow, and she was just like, oh, I remember a bit more. It's like, oh, it's flirty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, really good little like chatter here. And again, Polaris extremely pissed, rightfully so, even if Xavier tries to calm her down by saying, hey, a death goddess did kill you.
Yeah. And he is like, we could, involve more people. I could help. And he's like, nope, she's just immediately shuts it down of like, no, don't do this. Also, do not tell my father I died in my sleep.
Well, yeah. She's like, I don't want Magneto to be more disappointed with me, please.
Yeah.
So, but Xavier lets slip that, hey, that's okay. If you don't want help, that's fine. But the zombie situation's getting a little wild.
Also, yeah, a funny gag here. North Star's like, the what? And Xavier's like, oh, yeah, I guess your colleagues probably should have debriefed you. And Prodigy's just in the background being like, I keep telling you to read the report.
Hey, you know what? Big mood. I am also the report writer, and having to tell people, just read the report. I get it, man. Totally.
Anyway, there's some crazy stuff going on at the Boneyard.
Dude. Everything's gone crazy. That big, weird, green-black bug thing. Well, now the Boneyard is glowing the same thing, and the bug got bigger.
Significantly.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a whole lot more humanoid now, but like the limbs are longer and there are like hair tentacles.
Yeah, clearly
everywhere.
like bipedal,
Yeah.
So, but
it looks pretty cool.
It does. It looks really cool. But North Star has a really good plan in place. Essentially,
I really like the way this is laid out. He just immediately is like, all right, plan time, and just like lays it all out of like, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, He is the clear veteran of a team here and is going to handing out what to do. And it's going to go very well. It's going to go really quick, too. So essentially, he's going to say, Rachel is going to stay outside and do a psychic assault on the Morrigan. Polaris is going to break in via the Hanging Gardens, where they have all the bodies, and track down the Morrigan to destroy her. And North Star and Aurora are going to fly and enter from above and clear the place of anything that could distract Polaris. While Dakin, again, knowing his role, is going to go fight the big bug again.
Yeah, and everybody is very motivated while doing this.
Yes. No, everybody is different levels of mad of what's going on.
Yeah.
Prodigy and iBoy are going to stay behind, as they're not really fighters in this sense, and I don't blame them. So the team is just going to launch into it. Nothing more than here's the plan, and it's going to get going.
Yeah.
Yep.
They go into it very quick. Things are going well. Rachel eventually runs into some trouble. She encounters the Morgan. holds her for a little bit, and Polaris sweeps in to finish the job.
Yeah, and it's not even just the Morrigan. It's really glanced over, but these are their bodies. Their original bodies that died in the Boneyard have been brought back to life and are being used as zombies. So Rachel, as iBoy, Prodigy, and Amazing Baby come in to help them. There's actually a shot here, and if you zoom in, it makes me really sad. I think Amazing Baby is crying as he attacks Aurora's body, and it makes me very sad.
I don't know if he's crying, but that's happening, yes.
Wait, what page is this?
For me, it's page 20.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah, I don't think he's crying either, but yeah, he is definitely attacking Aurora's body.
He just looks upset.
Yeah.
The poor thing.
Yeah.
And, Polaris uses one of her own bodies as a distraction. She used her kills as bait, and Polaris shows up, and her and Rachel do a little tag team, little power off thing, and we got it out.
Yeah, it looks very cool.
Yeah, really cool full page right there of the two of them, and they are able to.
Like their psychic auras radiate out of their bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Siren's just left on the ground crying of like, I can already feel her coming back. You need to help. And Polaris just says, we're not going to let that happen again. And North Star's like, tell us about this bargain.
Yeah, and not even just the bargain, but what bargain did you strike with the Morrigan? And I think this is culminating into Siren, for some reason, brought her here.
Yeah. And we cut to our last data page of the issue of an email exchange between Charles and North Star. The subject is an inquiry about iBoy's abilities. Xavier, the email is it's a short little paragraph. He wants to congratulate them for dehaunting the Boneyard. They knew they were capable. Very, very happy about hearing it. Want to hear how they saved Siren. Also, iBoy's been doing some crazy stuff over there. Can you just like keep us in the loop of his, developed abilities? And North Star response is just one word: no.
I love it. I love that response from him.
It's perfect.
He understands he needs to protect that precious boy.
Yeah, just like, no, do not let the Quiet Council get their hands in this.
No. Could you imagine? Not only could you imagine if like Beast got to him and was like, "Hey, can you do some CIA stuff for me?"
Yeah. Let this boy be a detective.
Yeah, and like help.
I was thinking, does this go like higher up? Is this Charles being worried about, like
a
Moira
thing? And Magneto and Moira
stuff?
I was thinking about that too.
Getting out of the bag.
Yeah, like him like being able to see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that because if he can tell people are lying, he theoretically could tell the both of them are lying if they were ever asked about Moira, or he could just see the place, which is also bad.
Yeah, absolutely. That's immediately where my mind went. I don't think that Charles would be like reaching out because he's a potential asset. Like, I think Beast would have enough visibility over that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like there is reasons for the Quiet Council to be interested in this, and there's reasons for Charles specifically to be interested in this. And just seeing North Star just shut it down is very funny.
I don't know that this, like, I don't believe this is actually going to happen because I'm pretty sure the way Krakow is going to eventually like start to crumble will be dictated by like more commercial interests. But it would be very funny if iBoy was the one to blow this whole thing open.
Yeah, just
like, hey, do you guys know there's a strange Scottish lady under the island?
Yeah, iBoy just like kind of looking in a place where he shouldn't and just being like, that's weird that's there.
I should tell somebody about it.
You know there's a pit under the island?
Do you know Sabretooth is there?
Everyone knows about the pit.
Huh. I looked at it and it looks pretty bad.
Yeah. One thing I will say about these issues, I really like all the relationships here. I think they're very good. I like seeing these characters interact with each other. I like that they're all just kind of pairing off.
Yeah, no.
This feels very more so than any other of the issues that we've read from this series. this feels like they've all reached a place where they are familiar with each other, and then that allows us to have those interactions, where they feel very wholesome. They feel very they feel at ease with each other, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
So next time we will be finishing off X Factor here. Well, not finishing off, but we'll be finishing this arc with issue number 9, as well as starting a new series, X-Corp number 1, and then heading back to Marauders with issue number 20.
Yay!
All right.
New comic.
Looking forward to capitalism, which is what X-Corp screams to me.
Yes. You nailed it in one.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
I am interested to go back to it. I don't remember a lot about it. It's another short one.
I was about to ask, how long is it?
It's not very long. It's like, I think maybe 5 issues.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not quite. Well, how long was Fallen Angels?
6.
6?
6. Okay, yeah, then Fallen Angels had more.
Yeah. And yeah, it will be the first of 2 new series we will be starting before the Hellfire Gala.
Yeah, and then after that we have Way of X, and that one I'm very excited about.
Yeah, that would be our other issue, and X-Corp, the thing I remember about this is that the covers are cool.
Yeah, covers are very cool.
All right.
Definitely going to talk about that. The writer for X-Corp is Teenie Howard, who's writing Excalibur.
Yeah, the Excalibur writer, yeah.
Yeah, so she is behind that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, we will get into that as we are about 3 episodes away from the Hellfire Gala. I believe this new reading order will be up by the time this episode goes up, so...
Yep, that is correct. I'm going to be posting it at the same time this goes up, so if you're reading along with us, you can see ahead what we're getting into. Got a lot of new stuff coming in, a lot of really fun stuff. I'm very excited to get to the Hellfire Gala. And, just to do some plugs since we are at the end here, this one definitely went long, but that's because S.W.O.R.D and X-Factor are really fun to talk about.
Yeah, it was a really fun conversation. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I agree. S.W.O.R.D is good.
S.W.O.R.D is good. Al Ewing is very good.
Yep.
So, if you have listened this far, thank you so much for listening. If you could give us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. It helps us find other people to read along or listen with us as we go through this amazing era of X-Men comics.
Review us on Apple, specifically Apple.
Mm-hmm.
I know Chris said review us on your podcast app of choice, but don't do that. Review us on Apple.
Okay, what if you
don't...
What if you don't listen?
No. Then download it. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. You gotta get Apple.
Okay. Question: what if I can't download it because I have an Android?
You get it on your computer.
I don't know if I like that.
I'm sorry. That's what it has to do.
Okay.
And we're talking to you specifically here, Joe. Review us.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. There is a 4th law of mutants, and it is you have to download Apple Podcasts and review us there.
Yeah, give us 5 stars, specifically 5 stars, not 4, not 3, 5. That's the magic number. And if not, Magneto will show up.
Yes, and he will, in fact, have you talk in front of a council as you are covered in goo, and talk you down a few pegs.
And also naked.
Sorry about that. But if you leave us a 5-star review, that won't happen. And instead, you can also send us an email at studyofx@gmail.com, and Tim might just read it here on the podcast. And I say might, he will. I will make him do that if you give us 5 stars.
Yeah. Please don't send anything that we shouldn't read on the podcast.
No. Please don't. You can send your favorite joke. I would be cool with that.
Yeah.
But if you are also looking for us on social media, where we're going to be posting this reading order, as well as pages from the comics themselves, you can find us on Tumblr and on Blue Sky. Both are Study of X. And that's where the podcast hangs out. If you are looking for us individually, you can find me at on Blue Sky at Sonics. That is SAWNEEKS. Again, I don't post there too much, but if you need to get in touch with me, that's where I'll be. And Sergio, if they are looking for you because they would really like to know what is going on with all of the leftover weird eggs and goo from the hatchery, where can they find you to ask you about that?
There aren't many fun places in these issues.
There's really not. I mean, there's the cool hot tub.
I was thinking about the cool hot tub specifically. I was going to say, I'm in the cool hot tub, but not during the events of this issue.
No, it's kind of a bad place right now.
More like any other time.
Yeah, just not while the boneyard's haunted. We could be on the moon.
I could be on the cool S.W.O.R.D chip.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you can be there. So if you're sending, Sergio a message, just make sure you have long distance.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim, if they are looking for you and are looking to ask you specifically, how far do you think iBoy's powers go, and can you introduce them to? You know what? I messed that one up. You get the joke, though. I'm sure you do. Where can they find you?
I am in the pit. I
Oh no.
went there because
you found the worst place.
Yeah, I was so embarrassed from just being witness to Fabian Cortez's humiliation for the Quiet Council. I just asked to be put there.
Wow, I'm shocked they said yes.
Yeah, it was just like I need to leave.
I need to get away from this. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from this man.
Yeah, it's a temp pit visit. But Sabretooth is here, and he's a little bit scary. I got a little stir crazy.
Ooh, okay, that's bad. Can you pass a message on from us to Sabretooth?
No.
Okay, that's okay. I thought I'd ask.
I don't want to talk to him.
Okay. What if he talks to you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Alright, everybody. Until next time. Later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.